When hurricane season hits, it's obviously more than weather maps and alerts. It really shakes things up, disrupting lives, communities, everything. So today we're diving into how leaders can actually support their employees when disaster strikes, and crucially moving beyond just, rebuilding the physical stuff.
Absolutely. The challenge is just, it's huge. Employees are suddenly dealing with this wave of emotional stuff, logistics, money worries. And like you said, it's not only those whose homes are damaged, maybe they're supporting family members or just coping with the sheer stress of it all. What the sources really highlight is how these challenges pile up, they compound. And that's often missed. So yeah, our mission today is figuring out how effective support, especially things like employee assistance programs, EAPs, how they can really make a difference based on what we've seen.
Okay, let's unpack that because the disruption, it really cascades, doesn't it? It's not just a damaged roof. We're talking maybe losing your home entirely, being displaced. Then there's the stress of trying to keep up with work while you're, in crisis mode. Plus things like childcare when schools shut down. That's massive. The material suggests what's really needed is, well, empathy, obviously, but also practical, actual resources, things people can use right away.
Right. And what's really interesting is that ripple effect you mentioned earlier. Employee might be physically fine, their house okay, but they're pouring energy into helping parents or siblings who are hit hard.
Yeah.
That creates this often unseen stress. It definitely affects their focus, their well-being. It's a much wider net than just the immediate geographic impact zone. We need to think bigger with support.
So thinking bigger, federal help is out there, right?
Yeah.
FEMA coordinates things like temporary housing, money for repairs, maybe unemployment aid if work is disrupted, even legal help or counseling sometimes. But how do employers actually connect people to that? That seems like a big step.
That's exactly the sticking point. The resources exist, FEMA assistance for housing, repairs, unemployment, but just knowing there isn't enough. Accessing them is the real challenge. Imagine trying to figure out complex forms or websites when you're already completely overwhelmed. Your house might be damaged, kids are home. So providing that integrated support, that navigation help is absolutely critical for stability. EAPs really stand out in the sources as a key tool here. They're confidential, free for the employee, and they're designed exactly for these kinds of major life disruptions. Think immediate emotional support, short-term counseling for the anxiety, the stress, the grief, even PTSD symptoms that can come up.
Right. The counseling part is maybe what most people think of with EAPs.
Yes, but the real power, the insight here, is that they offer so much more. They're often this underused safety net. It's not just counseling. EAPs can actually guide employees through applying for FEMA or understanding insurance claims. That's a huge practical help. They can connect people with legal or financial advisors, say, for lease issues if they're displaced, or just emergency budgeting.
Wow. Okay. So help with the paperwork nightmare.
Exactly. And finding temporary housing. EAPs can help navigate that too. Plus support for the whole family, like resources for kids who are struggling emotionally. So simply reminding employees these programs exist and what they actually cover builds trust. It makes the EAP a year-round support system, not just for disasters, but for, all kinds of life challenges, emotional, legal, financial.
That really reframes the EAP, doesn't it? It's not just a crisis line, it's a comprehensive support hub. It definitely gives leaders a way to provide that ongoing holistic care we talked about.
It does. And maybe a final thought for you listening. Think about how much recovery focuses on the visible, the rebuilding, the debris clearing. It's necessary, of course. But what about those invisible impacts, the long-term emotional toll, the logistical headaches that linger? It makes you wonder, what other proactive support systems, beyond just the immediate emergency response, do we need to build real sustained resilience in our workplaces and communities?